in our previous video, we covered some information about the beneficial information ownership reports, which are now required under the Corporate Transparency Act. In this video, we're going to cover 3 additional important considerations that you need to know about these reports. Number 1, what information do you have to file in the reports themselves? Number 2, what kinds of changes will trigger a requirement to file an update? And number 3, what happens if you don't file anything? What are the penalties for failure to file under FinCEN's regulations? Number 1, what type of information is necessary to provide in the reports themselves? There are 3 components to the report. A, information about the company itself. That's going to be the name, the principal place of business, and the tax ID number. B is information about the beneficial owners. That's going to be their contact information, including their full name, their address, as well as a copy of a valid government issued ID. And it has to be legible and it has to be uploaded as part of the application itself. And C is information about the company applicant if the entity was created after January 1st, 2024. So the company applicant is actually the person who files the paperwork with the state to create the company. So that person is known as a company applicant. Now, number 2 is what types of changes will trigger a requirement to file an update. This could be changes about the company, its ownership, or any of the beneficial owners themselves. So for example, if the company changes its name, gets a new DBA, moves states, any of those things is going to trigger a requirement to do a new filing. If the beneficial owners change, meaning there are new beneficial owners or one of the beneficial owners is no longer a beneficial owner, again, you're going to have to file an update. And if information about the beneficial owners themselves changes, yet again, you'll have to file an update. Things like changing a person's name. So if someone gets married or divorced and they change their name, if they move and get a new address, you'll have to file an update. Or if their government ID number changes. So for instance, they move to a new state, they get a new driver's license. Again, a new filing is going to be required. And that filing is for the company, not for the individual. So this is a company application, not an individual application. So everybody has to participate in filing updates anytime something happens to change, even with respect to one of the beneficial owners of the company. And these updates have to be filed within 30 days. So a very strict timeline for filing updates or corrections to previous reports. Now, number 3, what happens if you don't do anything? So FinCEN's penalties are pretty severe here. Now, they do admit that these are for willful violations, but again, we'll see how strong their enforcement is going to be. For now, what it says is that initially it's a $500 per day penalty for failure to comply. And actually, just as of a few weeks ago, they actually adjusted that amount for inflation and made it $591 per day. So they actually increased the penalties to $591 per day per entity, up to $10,000. So there's a potentially huge sanction here, and the criminal penalties are up to 2 years of imprisonment, again, for willful violations of the law. So this isn't something you want to mess around with. You want to make sure that these get filed and they get filed on time and that they are done correctly. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments below. You can reach out to our firm. If you'd like our assistance in filing these reports for you, we're happy to do so through our new compliance service. Feel free to reach out or again, click the link below for more information about that service. Thanks.